Now, new at 11, we're hearing from a special advisor to the investigation into last year's deadly shooting at Naval Station Norfolk. He says on several levels that report released last night shows security on the base failed. 10 on your side's Erin Kelly filed this report before heading to breaking news.
It's been nearly 1 year since Master-at-Arms Second Class Petty Officer Mark Mayo died aboard the USS Mahan, docked at Naval Station Norfolk. On Tuesday, the Navy released a report outlining what happened that night. Retired Rear Admiral Mark Busby was asked to look at the report, having worked on the investigation into the 2009 shooting at Fort Hood. We asked him, by phone, how does something like this happen on the world's largest naval installation?
Whether it's the world's largest or the smallest one, it really kind of comes down to the motivation and the training and the attentiveness of the personnel who are providing security for that installation.
The report says the problem started at Gate 5, where a civilian police officer let suspect Jeffrey Savage through the gate without checking his ID. The officer didn't stop him when he kept going and didn't go looking for him until 9 minutes later, according to the investigation. The report says Savage was also able to get through the pier where the USS Mahan was docked because a sentry working alone was helping a vehicle through. Moments later, the report says Savage headed to the Mahan, where he took the gun from the petty officer of the watch and shot and killed MA2 Mark Mayo, who had stepped in to help. Later, a topside rover and the chief of the guard under instruction shot and killed Savage, the report says.
The only thing that saved them was the last ditch, the last moment when it could have been stopped was when it was stopped. So, you know, the pier sentry, you know, that level failed. The base roving patrol, you know, in police vehicles, that failed. The gate, the initial point of entry, that failed.
Busby says investigators did a good job of pulling together the facts and that the report emphasizes the need for the Navy to keep its guard up.
There is no safe haven. There is no safe port.
Erin Kelly reporting there. We received statements from Senator Tim Kaine and Congressman Scott Ridgell about this. Both praised the Navy for the investigation. Senator Kaine said this in part: the severe lapse in standard operating procedure detailed in this report is extremely troubling. Without the courageous and commendable actions of Petty Officer Mayo, it is certain more lives would have been lost. In his statement, Congressman Ridgell said this: we have a responsibility to protect our men and women in uniform, both at home and overseas. And it is incredibly troubling that a life was lost on our own American soil due to failure to follow standard safety procedures.
Since that day, MA2 Mark Mayo sacrificed his life. Those who knew him have been waiting for answers, including his high school wrestling coach in Maryland.
You know, it can't bring Mark back. All the investigation, all that obviously can't bring Mark back, but hopefully all the bases learn from it. I would think he made a difference, and hopefully other people who try to do such things will get caught.
That report is lengthy. We posted all 100+ pages on WAVY.com. You'll also find the corrective actions taken since the shooting and other parts of the story we've covered since it happened last March.